Thanks for joining me at Raspbian. Today we are going to install the Raspbian OS on the Raspberry Pi 2 B+. A few things first. If you have, you'll need a microSD card, and if you have one that already has something on it and you aren't using it at all, you can actually reformat that. A good program for doing that is SD Formatter. It's a free program, real easy to use. I will put the links to all the software I'm using today in the description, so you can download this and reformat your microSD card. They ask that you use at least 4 gigabytes on the Raspberry Pi. I use 8. You can get them for about $10. So go ahead and download that if you need it. Couple other things that you'll need is the Raspbian OS. So you go to raspberrypi.org downloads. There's several other OSs you can use, operating systems. Ubuntu Mate, Snappy Ubuntu Core. OpenELECT is one that I use. It's a media server, great program, free. So what we're going to do is a Raspbian. So go ahead and download and either the zip or the torrent. After it's downloaded, you unzip it into a folder. Make sure you make a note of where you downloaded that. On the desktop's usually the best idea, and then you can erase it later. While that is downloading, also get Win32 Disk Imager. This will give you a way to put that image onto the microSD. So once those are downloaded, you'll want to go to your Win32 Disk Imager. Choose your image. I keep everything on my G drive. And here's the image. I don't have a device in there right now. I've already burnt this, but you pick your device. Make sure you pick the right one so you don't erase something that was important. Hit write. It takes anywhere from a couple minutes to 5-10 minutes. At that point, it's done. You have your image on your SD card, and you can install that on your Raspberry Pi. When you boot up for the first time, you'll see basically command line prompt. It'll ask you for a password or the username also. Username and password. Username is Pi. The password is Raspberry. It will take you into the command line. At that time, either it will take you to this screen, and this, excuse the background, this is actually I'm on the Raspberry desktop. So it should take you to this. It's called the Raspi config. If it doesn't take you to that, you can just go sudo Raspi RASPI semicolon. That's not semicolon. Never mind. Anyway, I'll post it so you'll see. I'm already in the system. So first things first, you can expand your file system. That uses the entire SD card. Everybody does it. I do it. And you can also change your password. Probably a good idea so other people don't get into your system. This is enabled to boot to desktop or Scratch. I believe the Scratch is the program for it's basically programming language developed by MIT. Really cool program. Anyway, so when you boot up your SD card, it boots right into the desktop, which is this. I'm on the desktop. So it's usually best to do that. Then you have enable camera. If you got a camera, go ahead and do that if you want. RasTrack is a user experience with tracking other people's Raspberry Pis on Google Maps. Overclock. That's a lot of people overclock their Raspberry Pis. I did mine. Just click into it. It warns you that overclocking might, do some damage. So be careful what you're doing. You can choose how fast you want it to go. Here's one at the bottom, Pi 2, 1 megahertz or 1,000 megahertz or 1 gigahertz. I use that. Okay, it's set. Advanced options. Overscan. Host name. You can change the name of your Raspberry Pi. SSH. If you are like me, you can SSH from either PuTTY on Windows or from a Linux machine. You can go straight in command prompt SSH. Very useful. I like doing that. Let's see what else. We have a little bit about Raspbian config, and that is actually where it says about Raspbian config. That is how you spell it. Sudo Raspbian config. It'll take you right into this. So after you're done, go ahead and click finish. Would you like to reboot? Yes, no. I'm going to say no since I've already done all that. Or actually, I will in a minute. So I am out of that. This is the desktop one. If you set your Raspberry to boot to desktop, this is what you'll come to. Pretty similar to Windows. You got all some programming stuff, Python, Python 2, Python 3. Here's a Scratch program. Really cool program for teaching children and adults how to program. It was developed by the MIT group. Really cool. You can do a lot of wonderful things. So check that out. You also have the internet. You can get on the internet, and it's got a browser just like Chrome, similar to Chrome. You can put in your whatever you're searching for. It'll take you there. It's a little slow on this one since I'm going through the windows into my Raspberry. Actually, it's really slow. Actually, it's not even on there. There it is. Try that again. Huh? Maybe I can't do that. Okay, anyway, so that was a quick tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a post. I will try to answer all questions. Hey, thanks for joining me, and click subscribe and like if you like it, and I appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye.